To be honest, this is a really uncomfortable conversation for me, by the way. I'm not even making eye contact with somebody, but I can't even hold eye contact with the camera. I didn't realize this was gonna be this uncomfortable. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. This video in particular is for the women that just found out that they have PCOS, kind of suspect that they might have PCOS and are, heading to the doctor to figure it out. And, just to anybody at any point along the journey to kind of let you know that you're not alone in some of the fears and the thoughts that come with knowing that you have PCOS. When I first went to the doctor, I had been, if you saw my last video, I had been to 3 different doctors. I had a lot of irregularities, so I was seeking help. I kind of knew that something was wrong. I had gone to the doctor. She had told me that I had PCOS. My first question, am I gonna be able to get pregnant? I have always dreamt of being a mom, and that was like my first question. And she was like, you can get pregnant, it just may be harder for you than for somebody else. I'm like, okay. And then throughout the rest of that doctor's visit, I didn't get a lot of other information. And I had a lot of questions, but I didn't know where to start. So I sat in my car, and for the first 5 minutes, I cried. My first feelings were, I was confused and a little unsettled that there was something wrong with me that I didn't know how to fix. And I was scared. I was scared that it meant I was never gonna be able to have kids and be pregnant. I was scared that it meant my partner may have a problem with this. This may be a deal breaker for him. He may want his own kids, and he may be attached to that idea just as much as I am. And he has every right to say, well, I don't know how I feel about this. Is that a deal breaker for him? Is he gonna wanna leave? And not that it's that cut and dry. And of course he didn't, because we're still together. But when you're in that moment, it's just, you take it 10 steps down the line and to worst case scenarios, or at least that's what I do. Doesn't make it right. Try not to do that to yourself. Another feeling that popped up personally for myself was a little backstory. When I was a kid, my dad passed away of an unknown autoimmune disease. They didn't know what it was. They still don't know what it is. So I've always been more on edge when it comes to my health. I'm always on the lookout. So walking out of the doctor's office and hearing that I had something that she didn't know how to fix or didn't give me an answer on how to fix or treat brought that fear up. I was just kind of spiraling in the first 5 minutes. I was nervous to tell Ali what was going on. So when I came in, I was teary-eyed, and he was like, oh, that's not good. So he was like, oh my God, what's wrong? And I was like, so here's the situation. And I explained, and he was like, okay. And I never really got to go in depth with him about what he thought of that, because he's the most wonderful guy, and he just, gave me a hug, and he was like, okay, well, we're gonna look it up, we're gonna figure it out, it's fine. But I never really asked him how he felt about that or what he was thinking. So if you guys are interested in that and you wanna hear it from the guy's perspective, let me know in the comments, because I would definitely love to do that video to kind of hear what he thinks about that or what he thought in that moment. Okay, so me being me and taking everything to worst case scenario all the time, I immediately started thinking about what kind of lifestyle changes I needed to make. I was like, oh my God, I have to be perfect on everything. I have to be strict with my workouts, extremely strict with my diet. If I need supplements, let me look them up. Let me get it right now. I need to be extremely hydrated. There's no alcohol, nothing. And then as I started doing research, I kind of learned that I didn't have to be that intense. Okay, the problem is I don't know how serious this is for me, but I keep telling myself that I don't need to worry about it until I start trying. So as far as I'm concerned, I can get pregnant, no problem. But that could be a reality that smacks me in the face whenever we do start trying, and I hope to God that I'm watching this video one day successfully pregnant or have a baby that didn't take me too long to make, and I'm like, wow, I worried for nothing. But I don't actually know. So one thing I would say to the girl crying in the car that was scared about what this meant, I would let her know that this is gonna be a longer journey. There's gonna be a lot of research that you have to take responsibility for, that you have to advocate for yourself, because Doctors don't know everything, and there are a lot of unanswered questions about PCOS when you go into the doctor's office. They hand you metmorphin, which is a PCOS medication that does work for some people, or they hand you birth control, which is just apparently the Band-Aid that fixes all wounds. I don't understand why that is. I don't know why that hasn't changed. I don't get it, but that's a different topic. Be okay with saying I don't know and not knowing all of the answers. And just be okay with being patient and continuing to learn and try things. And as always, hope for the best. You got to keep yourself positive, because it's very, very, very easy to slip into the fear of, the older that I get, every birthday that I have, I'm like, oh my God, I should have been trying like a year ago. Like I should have started yesterday. I think I kind of cope by pushing it off. Being like, this isn't a problem until I start trying, and then we'll deal with it then. So there's a lot of feelings. It's a mixed bag of fear and anxiety, but also calming myself down, trying to think positive, trying not to add stress to the PCOS, and, just living the best healthy lifestyle that I can, and keeping myself knowledgeable is really the thing that helps me cope. When I found out that I had PCOS, I had no idea what was going on. Now, I know a lot more about my body. I've spent time tracking. I have regular periods now. I'm off birth control. I have more knowledge now, and that does help. It is overwhelming, the amount of information and places that you can find info, but I'm gonna do my best on this channel to centralize that information and let you guys know where I found help and who I found useful to help empower you. Take ownership of your own health and well-being and be accountable for it, research it, but at the same time, try not to get too overwhelmed. I'm always here as a resource, so I hope that this was helpful. If anybody else has ever felt this way, girl, you are not alone. It's normal. Whatever you're feeling is normal. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to cope with it by pushing it away. If you're not at the point of trying to get pregnant and you can get through your day better if you just don't think about it until you are at that stage, that's fine. I'm doing it because at the end of the day, your peace of mind is the most important thing. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are a PCOS girly that is looking for more info, or just somebody that can relate to some thoughts that you've had, some feelings that you've had. Like, I'm here for you, girl. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.